Hey guys, this is what I'm calling myself now as the gear guy with LiveLongGear, and today I'm going to be covering one of the fire starters that I discussed in another video out of a series that I had. So I'm hoping to do a whole series of these videos. If you like me, subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to see, and leave me any information you have on different brands of fire starters, things like that, because that's kind of what I'm into right now. I'm trying to find, you know, good ones and what each purpose is for each one. So we'll jump right into it. Today I'm going to be testing the Coghlans Magnesium Fire Starter. I believe they call it, this is made from ferrocium, this steel post here. So there's a couple of things that I've worried about, you know, when I was a Boy Scout, and the number one thing is that this piece here is glued in, and if you drop it, it can fall out. But so far, I mean, it's just a short way to drop it. It's not on a rock or anything, but it's worked pretty well. So one thing I would do, maybe if you're really worried about it, is maybe put some glue, some good solid adhesive right there on either end. But this one I haven't had that problem. I have had the rod fall out on other ones, so something to be aware of. This one comes little chain. You know, it's not really anything I'd care to have or not have. It doesn't really make a difference to me at all. So the only other problem I've had is that some bars, they recede. The ferrocium recedes very, very far. And here, let's see here. Maybe I can, yeah. See how far that is down inside the bar itself. And I've used this one a little bit. It's got a little dirt on it too. But so my only concern then would be that it would wear out faster. And you can't really tell, I don't think. Maybe. See how it's a little bit thinner here in the center than it is on the sides, just from use. So maybe I'm not using it quite right every time, but you know, it's just something else to be aware of. So the bar, in my experience, doesn't wear out before the strike stick does. So I kind of have a burnt piece of trash that thing came in. You just buy at Walmart or any place like that. So so there you go. Let's get this thing. It says it will ignite damp combustible materials. So water is not combustible, but if there's water on something, it says it'll light it. So alright, let's go ahead and do this. It recommends using a knife. Some of them also come with a scraper. This one doesn't. So I'm going to make a pile of them, and I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to make a couple of different tests here. First, I'm going to try it on, this is just a gun cleaning patch. It's just cotton. I'm going to try it on a paper towel, or a piece of a paper towel, and then I'm just going to try it by itself, and we'll see what we get. So here we go. Let's start scraping. Now, if the life of your knife, I would scrape with the back. I mean, this is just my beater knife. It was a $10 deal on Cheaper Than Dirt. So, and I would try and make your scrapes all the way down the bar so that you don't get a big bow in the center. But you know, again, that's more for the long term. These bars are not expensive, so I would just scrape whatever's easiest, whatever gets you the most result, the fastest. That's what I would do, and it can take a minute, you know, especially if it's windy out. It's really difficult to do this. If you have a plastic bag, you know, because these little flakes, I'm sure the camera can see them, but these little itty bitty flakes, you know, the little bit of wind picks up and they take off, they disappear. So cupping your hand can kind of work, but because these flakes are so small and so lightweight, they just really don't stay in place. You know, in your Boy Scout, they tell you, oh, you know, these are the greatest things ever, and then you learn some of the other stuff you can use, and the longevity of it. I have no idea how many uses you could get out of this thing. I know once the striker rod wears off, your sparks are gone. That's the biggest benefit to these rods, in my opinion. But once that's gone, you know, you're gonna have to search for another source of spark. Which, if you have a knife and a rock, is not probably the most difficult thing, but to get a reliable, easily repeatable one might be a little more difficult. So we got a little pile going here. So, alright, that should be enough just to try it. Now, first we'll try it without anything else. We're just going to try it by itself. So again, I'm using the back of the knife, and don't push on the blade. So we'll try and get that started here. Let's see, what's the best way to do it that you can still see? There we go. Pretty easy. Oh, don't breathe it in. No, it's not that bad, but it makes a huge cloud of dust. Huge. If you could see what's in my garage right now, it looks like nuclear fallout. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun to play with. Makes a huge mess. You know, you should be doing it outside, but it's kind of cold where I live. So here I am in my semi-heated garage. All right, next we'll try cloth. So, you know, it's just a little bit of cloth. I'm going to try a couple of things. First, I'm going to try and light it just with the sparks. See if that'll work. I'm blowing on it. No? Okay, let's see here. Maybe if we fold it up a little bit. Kind of caught and burned a few holes in it. The sparks did. So let's see here. Fold it in half. See if it's a little thicker. So maybe thicker cloth is better. Whole bunch of sparks. Whole bunch more. It doesn't seem to be catching them. Yeah, no. Let me try a really... Oh, there's one. No. All right, let's try a little heftier strike here, a little harder. Yeah, see it's almost there. It's just not quite catching and taking off. And my goal with this cloth is that it simulates clothing or shirts or things like that, just to see if that would work. And you know, it's not working now. Let's try it the way it was intended, and let's scrape some magnesium on this. Now, cloth or cotton balls, things like that, or cotton balls are perfect because they're very porous. They catch the magnesium, and they keep, you know, they try and hold it so that the wind doesn't just pick up and carry it away, which is a huge benefit. Huge benefit. So let's see. I'm trying to get some pretty big flakes. Yeah, look at that one. That's a good one. So the other thing is depending on how hard you scrape it, if you scrape it very lightly, the magnesium comes off very fine. So I'm going to test that out here in another video. I'll leave the link at the end of the video. Any stuff I have. Oh shoot! Just dumped the whole thing out. Any one I have pertaining to the fire starters will be linked to this one until I fill up the links. Any pertaining to Coghlans or this particular style, I'm going to put on there first. But feel free to go through some of my other fire starters. You know, like I say, I'll leave the links up, so make sure you leave those on so you can see. And I'm sorry I'm not fast forwarding the video. I just want you to have an idea on how long it takes to scrape these. And this is assuming that you have no wind and a blade. Without a blade, it can take quite a bit longer. You know, using a rock, like a regular old, you know, smasher rock, it could take quite a while. So, and you can see also from striking it what it does to a knife. So I wouldn't use a nice knife. Like I say, this is like a $8 cheaper than dirt special knife. So it's a good beater knife. It's good to play around with, and you don't worry about ruining it. I wouldn't use a K-bar or something nicer. I mean, you know, if you can afford that, by all means. I keep my K-bar for other ventures, other than scraping metals. So I got a nice little pile here. So let's see what we can do. Here, let's see if you can see. So mostly bigger flakes. Let's see how well that lights. Try not to drop it all here. Alright, here we go. No. There we go. Oh, we didn't catch them all. Let's see if I can flip some of that magnesium over. Okay, well, it did a little bit. So maybe we need to scrape off a little bit more. So cloth, this piece of cloth doesn't seem to be ideal. That's not to bar all cloth. It could be that I'm using bigger chunks when I scrape. It could be that I need to use smaller chunks. And I just scrape down because it seems to be safer. I seem to have less of a chance to slide as I do it. But I feel like it's safer. Maybe not. And obviously, if I use the sharp part of the blade, it would go a little faster. But you know, if that's your only knife, I would not recommend dulling the blade unless you have to, and even then. All right, let's try it again. We've got a big pile now. Oh, let's see if we can catch the whole thing. Catch the whole thing. There we go. We made fire. Ta-da! It's definitely catching the cloth on fire. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. So it's also burning. There's still magnesium on it. It's kind of probably hard to tell. Oh, got a ball of hair there too. Yay, bonus. So there you have it. There's that. Now we've made a big mess. So let's go ahead and set this semi-flaming piece of cloth over here out of the way. Now, I'm trying to make this as fast as possible, but I still think there are many things that should be covered. Now, another one, you know, this is more representative of a more porous material. So, you know, obviously, cotton. You could use gauze. You know, if you have a first aid kit, you should have one if you're out camping or going anywhere like that. So this would be something I would consider using for that. So it's very fibrous, good material. So we're scraping again. If you want, you can fast forward and just see the flame. This Coghlans bar, I've heard there are bars out there, fire starter bars. There are bars that will not light. I don't mean like just a difficult time or, you know, I didn't just hearsay. I have bought a bar that would not light. And I can't remember the brand of it, but my goal is to find out which ones do and don't work. I mean, literally, you can take a lighter and hold it on the magnesium flakes that you've scraped off, and it will not light. That's not an exaggeration. So these Coghlans ones, I want to say they're $3, $4, maybe even $2 or $3 on Cheaper Than Dirt or someplace. You know, they're not expensive. They're worth spending the money on. Just toss in your pack, but also you should try it. You should know what it takes. You should know what conditions are better to use it, how to use it, how long it takes to scrape. You know, you need to know these things. It would benefit you to know these things before you need to use them. So a good thing is whenever you go camping, just take one with you. Play around with your kid, or shoot, just play around yourself, and you know, get used to it. Familiarize yourself with it. Alright. That should be enough. All dirty now. So, let's see what we can do with these ones. Oh, one caught. See, and that's paper towel for you. That just went right up. So, I'm gonna try and maybe end that now. Making a big mess again. Alright. Now, last test. Can we light the paper towel successfully, easily, with just the striker? So let's see what we can do here. No? A little bit of something. Alright, now I'm going to try another idea. I'm going to build on that. Since it's so fibrous around the edges, let's see here. I mean, you know what a paper towel looks like. What you want is these fiber fuzzy edges. So we're going to tear it up. Do a bunch of little pieces. You want to get as much of those edges as possible. It's almost better to... also, another thing is instead of pulling apart, because it doesn't always make as much fiber, it sounds ridiculous, I know, but if you twist and tear, it makes a lot of fibers. It really does. So, alright, so then you get a pile of it. Let's see what happens. See if we can spark this pile. Almost immediately. There we go. So that's the benefit from trying to light flat stuff. Also, it will catch better. You know, the materials, do all that stuff. So, I didn't make a very large pile. Obviously, they give you this massive bar, and if you're in an emergency situation, I would not risk having to scrape a small pile twice. I would use a rather large pile the first time. So that's what I would do. There you have it. Cotton balls work really well. I don't have any on hand to show you. And subscribe if you like me. Tell me what you know about these bars and what ones you'd like to see. I'll test them. Tell me if there's any test you want me to show this for you. I actually am going to do a drop test. So, you know, go look at my other ones. I'm going to drop this from various heights several times onto cement and other things to see if this rod will come out. I've had that happen. So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned, guys. Like me, subscribe, and keep watching. Thanks.